Good morning, friends. How are you today? Having some technical issues, but I think I've got them handled. So let's see here. All right. Okay. Hi, Froggy. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here and for being so patient. Um, I don't know. My camera was acting up today, so you know, you know how it goes. All right. So, excuse me. As I mentioned last week, I wanted to smash a paper pad today, and I really wasn't sure which one. So I just went through my stash of 6x6 paper pads and I pulled this one out because it's not too full. And it also had some coordinating ephemera there. So I thought this would be a good one to be able to smash. Excuse me. And I'm going to go through my sketches. I think I know which sketch I want to use. I'm going to stick to just one sketch today from Kendra's Card Challenge 19. This one. I think I'm going to do sketch 5. So let me set the rest of my little plastic sleeves aside. And then I can start cutting papers and working on sketch 5. Let me get it out of the sleeve so it doesn't glare back at you. Oops, fan blew it. Okay. So let me see. Whoops, it's upside down. Yeah, I think this is the one I'm going to use. Good morning, Erica. How are you today? Thank you for being here. Oh, it's raining where you're at? Nope, it's hotter than blazes here. But it's always nice and sunny in San Diego, so I can't complain. I mean, I can, but I shouldn't complain. All right, let me get, see, I have some scraps here. Let me get all the pieces taken out of my paper pad, and then we'll start cutting into them. So how was everyone's weekend? Mine was nice. We went to a family friend's birthday party on Friday. And for me and my husband, our bedtime is 8 o'clock. Because my husband gets up at 2:45, 3 in the morning for work. So we go to bed relatively early, but we stayed up late on Friday and oh, did we pay the price. I mean, by late, it was 11 o'clock when we got home. That's late for us. But we, Saturday, we were exhausted from that. Just a few hours of staying up later than usual. Yep, always sunny. So anyway, Saturday we didn't do much of anything except recover from being out. I think I'll use that. And then Sunday, you know, the normal routine things, excuse me, that we do for getting ready for the week. So not much of anything. Let's see, maybe I'll put these two together. Trying to decide which ones can go together. That can go together. That's cut aparts, but I don't want to use the cut aparts today. That can go together. I am so sorry about clearing my throat. That can go together. And then I have scraps here too. So let me see. Oh, excuse me. Or you know what I can do is, so I'm gonna change the sketch a little bit. This flag piece calls for a 2.5 by 4.5. I'm gonna make it 2 by 4. And then the back layer is supposed to be 3 3/4 by 5, but I'm gonna make it 4 by 5 1/4. I think. Yeah. Let me start on this one. So this one would be at 5 1/4. Let me trim off a little bit of glue here when my piece is big enough. You know that gunk you get when you rip papers out of your paper pad? Okay, 5 1/4 by 4, and that leaves me a 2-inch piece. So really I can just use one sheet of pattern paper. In fact, should I just, instead of the sketch, should I just do it like this? Maybe I'll just do it like this without making a banner. I think so. I mean, it's almost like the sketch. Okay, so let's get these all cut up, and then we'll figure out what to do with the scraps later. Excuse me. All right, 5 1/4 by 4, and then I can just use the reverse side, right? And that would be my card. Since I have 2 of these. Oh, sorry, my scraps. So 5 1/4 by 4. Friends, this morning I decided to go to a different YMCA for the pool. Lo and behold, their pool was closed this morning. So I missed the class at the regular YMCA that I go to. So I'm going to go to an afternoon class they're having. So that's okay. I don't know, maybe I'll change it for Mondays now. From now on, I'll go to afternoon classes. Those are cut aparts. We'll see. We'll see what I do. I think that might be too busy, so I'll use a scrap. Let's see. But it was like, oh, I was all ready. And I didn't, like, I had a rough time waking up this morning. So I wasn't sure I necessarily wanted to get up and go, but I did. I'm going to use this one. 5 1/4 by 2. I can't really use, I mean, I could use the starfish on this. What do you think? Feels a little busy. Hey, Jenna, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the cough it'll linger for quite a while. Anytime I get sick, I have a cough that just lingers for, seems like forever, but it's usually about 2 months, a month or 2. I think I like it better with this one. Yeah, that one. Okay, that's going to be a scrap. So I need to do some, whoops, 5 1/4, some planning today for Wednesday, because Wednesday is my sister's birthday. And we want to celebrate her. So we're going to go, and she lives with my mom. So we're going to go to my mom's house and do just cake and pizza. But I like to order the pizza ahead of time. I don't know. Blue. So, and we're just gonna do like a Costco pizza, and then she's not a real big cake eater, so she just likes plain white cake, which is fine by me. We'll do that. And my kids will be going, and I invited my brother, of course, and my nieces and nephews to go because she is the best auntie to all the nieces and nephews, my friends. So they want to celebrate her too. I don't know if I want that one because it's a stripe. Maybe the watermelon. Watermelon. All right, now let's figure out what to do with our scraps next. So I have a bunch of like these 2-inch pieces. Let me see. Or maybe I'll deal with the scraps after we make those cards. Yeah, let's make our cards, those cards first, and then we'll deal with all the scraps. Alrighty. Scraps off to the side, my friend. Okay, I've got those cut. Oh, card bases. I need card bases. Clearly, I wasn't prepared. Even though I didn't go to swim this morning, guys, I was working on a gift for my sister, and that took up some time. And before I knew it, it was time to go live, and then my technology didn't play nice. You know, all the fun stuff. That can go there. I think I'll bring in some of my peel offs so I don't really need to add a matte layer. And I have a bunch of them, bunches and bunches of them that I can, I'm sure I'll find one that works. I'm sure that, and if not, I can always, I have a bunch of white and I could bring alcohol markers in and color it to coordinate. But I want to just be really fast today as far as putting cards together goes. Ooh, I like the sparkly. I like that one. I've got to go. I've got to run to the post office. Got to mail my friend her birthday gift. I've got to go to Costco and order the pizzas for Wednesday. I've got to go order a cake for Wednesday. All the fun things. So my day is going to be pretty busy. Oh, and then one of my granddaughters, she's a senior this year, calls me or texts me last night, "Hey, Grandma, can you make this?" And then she sends me a picture. So I said, "Of course I can. When do you need it?" "Tomorrow." So today. So I was up early. Let me show you. And she has this. She's going to put on, so they're doing like a keepsake box of their senior year. So this will go on the top, senior, and then it's 2026. And you can't see it here, but there's a little graduation cap right there. So if that's what she wants, that's what she gets. Okay. Oh, and I have to get my ephemera out. Get that out in a second. These are kind of translucent though. Need a opaque. Let me put this one back. Peel offs. So, oh, maybe a pink? No, that pink's too bright. Hold on, guys. I'm coming. I'm coming. I promise. So anyway, that's my day. Today is going to be busy. Yeah, Costco pizza is good. It is. And everybody likes it. So, you know, that's what we'll do. And I got to go get drinks. And by drinks, I mean soda and water. Because we don't really drink. None of us really drinks. Here's a blue. I could use this blue. So that's the plan for today. Plus, I have a bunch of design team work I need to get done. I started prepping things yesterday. So I got to get videos recorded this week. And what did I do with my scissors? I shifted things around because I was making room for project I was working on for my sister's present, so I needed space. And it's done. I can't show it to you because sometimes she watches. But I'll be posting a picture of it on the 17th. Yeah, on the 17th, because her birthday is the 16th. So you can see it then. Is this the same width? Doesn't look like it. No, that's a narrower one. Let me get my little piece over here. This one. There we go. So she is the youngest of the four of us. She will be, let's see, I'm 57. She's a year and a half younger than me. She will be 56 on Wednesday. Yeah, 56 because she retired last year. And you can retire at 55 from the school district, which is what she did. She's loving it. She's loving being retired. I told her, you're going to love it. I wish my brother would retire. He's 7 years older than me and he's still working, guys. I told him, you got to stop. But I don't know. I think he likes it. He likes working. Okay. Hi, Gloria. How are you? I miss seeing you, my friend. You know what? I was late this morning anyway, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah. So I have lots of projects going on right now. I mean, I feel like I always have lots of projects going on. When it's the holiday season, I always have like all these Christmas projects going on for the grandkids and for friends and family. And then I think, okay, after the holidays, I'll get to rest. And I don't. I really don't. But, I'm not going to complain. I enjoy that I have a craft room that I can sit in and do projects in. I just shut my door. I come in here and I play. So I'm not going to complain about doing projects. They're pretty, huh? It's the pool party papers from Echo Park. Oh, and then guys, I don't know if I told you, I finished packing all my D-stash stuff. So maybe next week I'll schedule a live to kind of share what I have. And then, if people want to buy them, they can. And hopefully I have, let's see, I have 14 boxes, guys. 14 of the flat rate medium sized boxes. So it's a lot of stuff. When I look at it, it's like, oh my goodness, I had that much stuff. And there's still so much more I could probably de-stash. And I'm not going to de-stash. I don't know if I like those leaves there. I think I like these stripes better than the leaves. So I don't know. My husband was so proud of me for being able to de-stash so much. And I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet today. If I talk too much right now, I'm just going to be coughing the whole time through. And I don't want to do that to you guys. I just don't. So tell me, you guys, what did you guys do this weekend? My Friday video. What did I do on Friday? Oh, follow-up Fridays. Oh, I should talk about that. Okay, so if I cough a lot, I'm sorry. I started a new series on Friday, and I'm calling them, let's see, what did I call them? Follow-up Friday craft callbacks. So, you know how sometimes in a video, I'll just show you something I've done, but not go through the process with you. And I'll say, if you want to see how I do this, let me know in the comments. And people will say, yeah, I want to see you do that. So I have a list of things that people have asked to see me create, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So I finally said, nope, enough's enough. People ask, and I'm not following through. I need to do this. So I decided to do this new series called Follow Up Fridays. And the first one I did was this past Friday, and it was, here, let me show you what it was. Grab it. Making this A2 size box to hold cards. So see, I have 8 cards and coordinating envelopes in there, and they match the box. See? And so this was my first follow-up Friday. So I did that, and then I have one planned for next Friday, not this Friday. I don't think I'm going to do it every single week. I'll probably go with every other week, probably. But I kind of had fun doing that video, and like it wasn't. I was able to take my time. I know it was a bit of a longer video, but you know, I told myself when I started it, because I try not to make my videos too long. I don't want people to have to sit through too much of my chattering, or usually if it's a longer video, I put a lot of music. But this one I knew was going to be longer because I was showing from start to finish, you know, how to cut the paper, how to put it together, how to decorate it. So why is this not sitting down? So I did that, and I was pretty proud of myself for having gotten that done. And I had put it off. I mean, I had put it off for so long. And part of it was because I knew it was going to be a long video, and I thought, oh, it's going to take me forever to do and to edit. And, you know, in the end, it was well worth it, I think. Hi, Meg. How are you, my friend? So I really had fun doing that video. So the next one, yeah, it'll be not this Friday, but the following. And you know, if there's something when you're watching that video, or even when you're watching me live, when you're watching any of my videos, if you want to see something that I haven't shown you, like the step-by-step process, let me know in the comments, and I'll like add that to my list of follow-up Fridays. That'll give me a good list of ideas. Okay. We might not work with those scraps today. I don't know. It depends how quickly I can get the rest of this done. It takes me forever to get those peel-offs on there. So I did that one, and then like for example, there was a video I did. What was it? Oh, some gift card little box holders, but I just shared what I had made. I didn't show you how I made it, so that's when I'm going to follow up. Another one was making my own sentiments on Canva. So I got to do a little tutorial on that. So I have some ideas. I just have to get to them. I haven't quite gotten to them, but I will. Whoops. I will. You know, I haven't been putting out as many videos as I had in the past, simply because I am shifting my focus to my mom. You can't quite see that. To my mom. So I don't I'm not spending as much time home and in my craft room as I was before. So, thus less videos. But hopefully, well, not hopefully, I know everybody's very understanding about it and will be okay with holding off on too many videos for the time being. And then maybe next year. I know for this year, for the foreseeable future, I'm not going to do a lot of videos. There'll be at least one a week, sometimes two, aside from my live. But other than that, I really need to focus on my mama. So that's been my shift. I think her last health scare kind of slapped me in the face and said, "You need to spend more time with your mother. You don't know how much time you have left." And that's true of anyone, not just somebody, just because my mom's 90. It's true for anyone. Um, I don't know. I saw a post somewhere about reminding adult children to spend time with their parents because, if you for the adult children that only spend holidays with their parents, you really only have, if you add it up, it's if you spend, let's say you spend 3 hours at Christmas and 3 hours at Thanksgiving and 3 hours at Easter, that's maybe you're spending maybe 15 hours, a year, let's say, on a good year. And for me, I'm 57. If I live to be my mom's age, God willing, that's still another 30, 33 years. But as far as hours, that would only be, I don't know, what's 15 times 33, guys? Somebody do the math fast. It's not that. Shoot, let me do that. 15 times 3 is 450 plus 45, 400. So let 400, let's round it, 400 hours. That's nothing. That's nothing in the amount of time you spend with your parents. So I want to spend time with my mama. It's just important to me. Oh, thank you, Meg. Trying to check on the comments too. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm going to at some point, I know I put all the dimensions in the description. At some point, I'm going to have a printable that you can download. I just haven't gotten that far yet. I will work on it though. Yeah, step by step is good. Yes, I gotta focus. Oh no, I'm lucky to have my mom. I'm lucky to have my mom. She's the best. She is the best. She doesn't always follow directions though. I'm going to tell you that right now. And that comes with being 90 years old. You do what you want. So, you know, she does what she wants. And she's still mobile. She still gets around. She doesn't drive anymore. She hasn't driven for, a while, since my third child was 15. And so let's see, my third child is 35. So my mom hasn't driven for 20 years because she has macular degeneration, which means technically she's blind. She can see, she just can't see more than just like a very narrow vision. She can't see out wide. But so she stopped driving back then, which was not an easy thing to convince her to do. The way I convinced her, I don't know if I've shared before, but the way I convinced her, because my mom was saying, "Nope, I'm not going to give up my freedom." And we're like, "Mom, we'll give you rides where you need to go, or you have grandkids that drive, they'll give you rides." And she was like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope. I'm fine. I know how to get where I'm going." And so I don't know if it was me or my sister that made the comment, "You could kill someone when you're driving." She was like, "Oh, no, I know my way around. I'm fine." So finally I said, "Mom," because at that point, 3 of my children were driving. And I said, Mom, what if one of my kids is on the road and you hit them and you kill them? And she handed me her keys. She said, okay, I'm not driving. So, oh, his is in the center of his vision. My mom's is, I guess it could be either way. So she has to like get up real close to see who she's talking to, because a lot of us sound alike. Me and my sister sound alike. My daughters sound like me, and we sound the same. And so she'll come up real close, and I tell my kids and my grandkids, if grandma comes up real close to you, just let her, 'cause she can't see you. And they're like, we know, Mom. I said, okay, as long as you know. So she has just the center vision. Her peripheral's completely gone. Completely gone. Ooh, I like this one. And I have my eye vision checked. So there's in my family, there's my grandmother had glaucoma and cataracts and had the cataract surgery. So I get my vision and my eyes checked every single year, because if there's anything going on, I want it caught early, 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 early. Not that there's much they can do. Well, I don't know. Maybe they can now. It's been a while since my mom got diagnosed with macular degeneration. So maybe there is something they can do now. But back then it was just, well, you can do these exercises for your eyes to try and keep it from getting worse, but we can't reverse it and blah, blah, blah. And what's funny is my dad had like perfect vision. My dad didn't even wear glasses, and till the day he died, and he was 87. So it was like, oh, hoping I get my dad's vision and my dad's eye health. Although I don't want some of the other illnesses my dad had. The other day, I don't know what we were talking about at my mom's house, and I said, "Oh, I forgot." And she said, "Don't say that." And I was like, "Don't say what?" She's like, "Don't say you forgot." And I'm like, and I knew why. As soon as she said that, I was like, "Mom, I'm 57. It's okay if I forget things once in a while. That doesn't mean I'm going to get dementia, because my dad had dementia." And so that kind of panics all of us. None of us wants that. So she was like, well, that's an early sign. And I said, Mom, I'm 57. I don't like, I know where I'm at. I know the names of my grandchildren. I, I just, if I'm supposed to do something, sometimes I forget, because I didn't like make a mental note of, oh, go to the grocery store and buy milk. Sometimes I'll just forget because I get busy and I get involved in other things I'm doing. And my sister told her the same thing. She's like, Mom, just because we forget things once in a while doesn't mean we're going to get dementia. Now, I'll tell you, I am afraid of getting dementia. That is a huge fear of mine. I don't want to lose my memories or my mental capacity or my independence. So, and I thought about, I don't know, there's a test, I guess, a genetic test you can do to see if you have the gene um, that you're going to get Alzheimer's or dementia. And I thought about getting it, but then, what if it comes out that I have that gene? Do I really want to worry the whole time? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, your grandma had that kind? Yep. We do all forget sometimes. And I am too busy. That's what my husband says. If you wouldn't be so busy, you wouldn't forget things. It's like, I know, but I am. So too bad. I'm gonna put this way so you can see the white. But yeah, forgetting, it's just part of, and not just because you're old. I mean, I would forget things in my 20s too. It's just when you're super busy and you have so many things on your plate, sometimes one or two things slip by. All right, let me put this one on, and then I'll start picking some ephemera. And oh my, can you see I have glue on my hand from what I was working on earlier? Ugh, let me take that off. That looks horrible. Thought I had cleaned it off, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, don't, I don't know if I want to have that test. I keep going back and forth about it. You know, yes, I want to know, or, so if there's anything I can do it. But then, no, I don't want to know because I don't want to sit and worry for however many years until I get it. I don't know. It's, there's pros and cons to doing that test, I guess. And I told my kids, kind of jokingly, kind of not, if I do start showing signs of dementia, if I do start getting sick, I want you to take me to look at the different memory care facilities so that I can pick a nice one. So at least I have a choice in where I'm going to be. And of course, my daughters are like, no, no, mom, we're going to take care of you. Don't say those things. And my son's like, okay, boys. But yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. No, it would not affect my insurance. It's kind of like I've been tested for lupus because my sister had lupus and my cousin has lupus, so I've been tested. I mean, there's not a specific test for lupus. They run like several tests, and then it's that in combination with any symptoms you may be having. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess because that came out negative, it didn't affect. I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe I won't have it because I have really good insurance and I want to keep it that way. I'm kind of following a sketch, kind of. I started by following, what did I do with it? Darn it. Sketch number 5 from Kendra's Card Challenge 19, and I misplaced it. Goodness gracious. There it is. But as I was thinking of it, I adapted the size of this banner piece, and then once I laid it on there, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to lay it on there, make it easier, not have to cut out the little banner. And I made this paper a little bit bigger, so I just went with that. It's kind of sort of, and I'm going to put a piece of ephemera over here, so it'll still somewhat look like the sketch, but we'll see how it looks once I get ephemera in there. You have ADHD as well. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate forgetting things. I absolutely hate forgetting things. Like I get very frustrated if I've forgotten something, if I've forgotten to do something. One time, so I started writing things down. One time, I was supposed to babysit and I forgot completely that I was supposed to babysit. So, yeah, that was not the business. I don't know, maybe I'm not going to be able to add ephemera. These are, maybe I use those cut aparts. Let me get the cut aparts. Hold on. I'm glad I saved some. I didn't trim them all. So instead of a circle, I can just use a square as that cut apart, right? Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, let me cut all the cut aparts out. These are like 2 by 2 squares. So I can trim those and have them ready for some cards. And that's another thing, I need to go through all the cards I have made and sort them for, are they birthday cards? Are they thank you cards? Are they sympathy cards? That way when I started to sort them, but I never finished. But that way when my grandkids come and say, "Grandma, do you have a card for this?" I can tell them, "Go look in that box." And then they can just go look. Let me get my bin of cardstocks. Some of them. I have 2 bins, but let me have my cut down. See if I have a dark blue in here. But I don't want to do a dark blue because that's dark blue. Maybe that green in that popsicle. Yeah, I'll do that. Oops, here's a square I can use. So I don't know. There's still a lot of organizing and sorting to be done in my craft room. It seems like that's a never-ending project. And then we need to go through my husband's tools and organize those in the garage so that we know where everything's at. Most of his tools he keeps in his work truck with him, but there's a few we have in the garage. Too wide. Okay, let's see how that one looks. Oh, that'd be okay, right? Hi, Don. When'd you get here, my friend? Welcome. Being organization doesn't help either. I can get maybe half done and forget for you total lost by West. So I squirrel a lot. You know, you're organizing and you see something, you're like, "Ooh, I haven't used it." So I squirrel a lot. And what I think I find helpful is, I'll pop this up, is like just sticking to, so let's say today I want to organize my watercolors. So I'll stick to just that drawer and just organize that drawer and sort through that drawer or that box or wherever you have your stuff. I think that kind of helps me. Get some of these. I'm trying to finish up all these like random foam tapes I have in my stash. So I stopped using up my better roll of foam tape, but I don't always get to do that. So anyway, I try and stick to that method where I'm just, I focus on one area at a time. Because if I were to come in here, and I know myself, if I come in here and look at the room and just think of, okay, I have to do all these things, I will get overwhelmed and I'll walk away. So I kind of just little bits, baby steps is what I try and do. Baby steps. And that way you don't get tired, you don't get frustrated, you just, and you're more apt to actually finish your project at some point. The only problem with me using up these tiny little Dollar Tree squares is getting all those pieces off. Now, where's my pokey tool? Pokey tool, what did I do with you? I was working on that other project, so of course I misplaced it. That's not there. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Let me get tweezers. Those will help me. But I do want to get through these. And each time, I think I've finished 2 of these packages of these square little foam adhesives from Dollar Tree. I'll just use my nails. So I think I probably have about 5 left, 5 full packages. So a little bit at a time, I'm going through them and using them. I think I originally bought them because I bought a whole lot more. I was doing these like multi-layered paper projects, you know, those SVGs you can cut out. So like I made Halloween candy treat holders, and so it's multiple layers and you're popping them up. So and some of them are real narrow spaces. So I um I got these because I thought, oh, this will be easy for me to fit in those narrow spaces, and it is. But oh my goodness, getting all this release paper off, all these tiny squares, it's a pain, a pain. And then I sometimes get frustrated because they stick. The static sticks to your hands. So then I end up stop using them and I go put them back in the drawer and then I forget about them again. But I'm trying. I'm trying to use them. Let me make sure. Did I put this on the right way? I did. So this one says life is so sweet. And I could put like one of these inside. Let's see. Sun, surf, sea, and salt. Summer is here. I like this. Summer is here. I'll put that on the inside. I got to tell you guys something. Sometimes when I'm real close to smashing a paper bag, like I'll have maybe 2 or 3 small pieces left, like you know, a bunch of these pieces, I'll just throw them away and I'll call it a day. Because I don't want to get overwhelmed with. Oh, I like that one. I was made for sunny days. So I'm going to put it on the same color cardstock I did earlier. And I got to trim a piece off because when you have the cut aparts, I never get them cut just right. So I also have to trim 1 or 2 edges off. All right. And I am currently working, one of the projects I'm working on is my Oh So Inspired video for this month. I'm excited. I'm excited to work on that project. So we get inspired by our fellow teammates and do a project based on one of their former projects. And I love it. I was really nervous when I was the inspiration because I thought, oh my God, nobody's going to find any good projects. But I do. Little foam squares. They're there. And I'm just throwing the scraps on my floor, even though I just vacuumed yesterday. That's okay. I can vacuum again today. All right. Here we go. And I know I could probably get away with less foam squares, but since I want to use them up, might as well use them up, right? Ugh. Might as well. How are we doing on time, guys? Oh, we've got about 10 minutes left. Out of sight, out of mind. Yes and no, Meg. For me, I like to have things. I like everything to have a home, everything to have their, you know, its place to go. And I don't need it to be in my line of sight. For me to use it, I won't forget I have something. I know if I have something. And once I'm done organizing everything, for example, I have my Alex drawers that I've labeled, so I know what's in those. And once I finish labeling, you know, the little bins I have, I'll know what's in those for sure. I tend to remember once I've used a drawer multiple times, I tend to remember which drawer to go to. So even if it wasn't labeled, I would know. But the labeling helps. It does help. So I kind of I like having some things out that I can see, but for the most part, I like to have things neatly put away. For my brain, it just feels like if everything's put away, then my space is organized and I can start fresh on my next project. And like I said, I've said it before, I was the same way at work. Like at the end of my day, I would spend the last 15 minutes of my day cleaning my desk, organizing, sorting my work for the next day. Whoops. So that I knew where to start the next day. And that's how I spent the end of every day, whether it be a Monday or a Friday. I had to have that organized. Okay. All right, there's another one. And I'm going to put this one, staying cool by the pool. I'm going to try and use some of that ephemera up on the inside if I don't use it on the outside. And then maybe I'll go back with some of the scraps and add a scrap of paper to the inside as well. Okay, that one's done. Do you guys get this messy when you're creating projects? Like I try and have at least neat piles, but super messy. Okay, this one, I think I am going to do the dark blue layer. Let me find that dark blue again. Maybe not. Maybe a pink layer. Let me see. A lighter pink? Yeah. And I think I'll do this one, Soaking Up the Summer, Fun and Sun. Let me just trim off where I didn't trim it right. Let's see. That looks good. Now for next week, the plan, oh, I had it in my head and it just left my head. What was the plan for next week, Yvette? Let me find my iPad. I have my calendar on there, so I know what the plan is for next week. Calendar. Oh, so I did a thing, you guys. I kind of made a little notebook for my Kendra's Card Challenge sketches. And should I show you a sneak peek? And I'll show you next week the whole thing, and then I'll show you how to make it. Let's see, you want a sneak peek? Oh my goodness. That's terrible. That's got to be frustrating if you had that before and now you can't do it anymore. You want a sneak peek, you guys? Of my little sneak peek. So I wanted a little notebook where I could keep my sketches for the quarter and perhaps the cards as I make them for the quarter. So ready? I made this. And I'll open it up to one page. And so I have a pocket that I can get a sketch out here, put my sketch away in, and maybe a card over here. So we'll see. We'll see how you guys like it. So that's what we're going to work on next week. Okay, friends? We're going to work on making one of those notebooks. We probably won't finish the whole notebook because that did take me quite some time, but and mostly it took me time because it takes me forever to decide on what papers to use. But we'll do as much as we can. If we don't finish it next week, we'll let it carry over into the following, if that's okay with you. Okay. You guys like it? I love the way it turned out. So I used some papers I had. Thank you, my friends. from, I think that was a Recollections paper pad. And then for the cover, I used my Cricut and some vinyl to add that little element to the front. And I did end up having to buy bigger of the wire, what are they called? Binding wires. Because I only had the, what is it, the 5/8, and I needed a 1 inch because I was going to have so many pages in there. So I did order some from Amazon, of course, and I used that. So I'm excited about that. Now, I didn't put like the number of the card challenge on there because that way I can use it as each quarter comes by. And I do save my other sketches in a regular notebook binder. Like I save the full sketch and then the ones I print individually in case I ever want to go back and use those. So I have all of those. My nails are going to be a wreck after this. And I like having those. I mean, I have a binder for sheet load sketches, one for Kendra's card challenges, one for Just Crafts, one for Operation Right Home, one for, what's the other ones I have? Mojo Monday. So I have binders for that. So I can I'll always have sketches at the ready. There's no excuse. No excuse for me not to be able to create a card using a sketch. And I love using sketches. That's, you know, when you first start a YouTube channel, you don't know quite what your style is or your niche is. And I have found through many card making projects, sketches and pattern paper. That's my jam. That's what I like to do for card making. I'll do other things too, but I love sketches and card and pattern paper. Days of Summer. I like that one. Okay, so there's another one. I finally found a place, Erica. I finally kind of reorganized my craft room in a way that I don't have to move everything around to be able to use my Cricut quickly. Because before I would have that and my brother's Scan and Cut on a shelf, I'd have to bring them out, and then I'd have to, you know, clear up some desk space, and it was just a nightmare. So I finally configured my craft room in a way that I can just turn it on and start to play. Trim this side. Okay, so for this one, I might use a yellow, if I could find a yellow. I don't have a lot of yellow in this bin. Be a darker yellow. Yeah, this one. So I'm loving the way I have it set up right now. For example, this morning I got up early because I knew I needed to have that project done for my granddaughter, and I just turned my Cricut on, and I now have my mats hanging on my pegboard, so they're easy to access. And I had already designed what she wanted in what's it called? Design Space? I don't remember, for Cricut. And it was just a matter of getting out the vinyl and cutting. So I didn't have to move things around and make space for it. And I really like having that as a setup in my room. And my kids are funny. So, for example, I did my other granddaughter asked me a couple weeks ago, probably 2 weeks ago, to like make her name and something else for this summer box she's doing. And so I did it, and I cut it out for her, and we attached it to her box. And my son's like, "Well, how did you print that?" And it's like, It's not printing, it's cutting out vinyl, but it's just using this machine. It's pretty easy. How are we doing? Oh, it's already after 10, guys. Yes, that was my issue for using my Cricut and my Scan and Cut. Now my brother's Scan and Cut, I still have um, put off to the side, but that's because I need to clear up another uh, area of my desk. And once I have that cleared, because it's holding the stash boxes, but once I have that cleared, I'll be able to put that there, and then I will also be able to just turn it on and use it, and then I won't have that issue of having to dig it out. And I will, Meg, as soon as as soon as I finish getting the room semi organized. I have a few more um, things to sort through and organize, and then I've shifted things around a bit from when I first put everything together. And I think we all do that because you put something somewhere and you think that'll work, and then when you're actually crafting, it doesn't work, and so you move it to a different location or a different setup. So the Cricut is where it's going to be. I love where it's at. Um, Hopefully, it'll be the same for my brother's Scan and Cut once I get that set up, and then uh, finish setting up the pegboard. It's about halfway set up. I've got a few things on there already, and the closet that I have has a lot of shelves in it and drawers. So I've got to add, I think I was going to add 2 more shelves in there, and then I think I'll be pretty close to done. Although, I mean, are we ever really done organizing? No, we're not. But I'll get to it. Hopefully before the end of this year. Maybe. Okay, sweet summertime can go right there. Sketchbook is the best thing I ever did, Erica. I love having that the capability of going back and looking at sketches and pulling in what I want to use. Because sometimes it's a particular, for example, if I have those 3x4 cut aparts, I know there's a sketch from Just Crafts that uses them beautifully. So I go through my binder and I find the sketches I want. Um, what is this one? This one. So I think it's a great tool to have. And that way, at first, when I was first doing them, I would just save. I had a folder in my computer to just save the sketches. But I don't know about you, but I like holding on to a sketch and having it in my hand so that I can uh, work with it and have it here in front of me. I don't want to be glancing over to my computer screen. I don't know if I like that. Maybe this one. This one. And that's just me, probably because I'm old. After 10, so what? I'm following you and I limit 2 cards. Aw, friend, it's okay. It's not a race. I race myself, but that's about it. I try and get as much done as I can, but part of that is because I have so many things to do. Oh no, there's a gnat in here. So many things to do, and you know, I find since I've been retired, I'm busier now than when I was working. And part of that is probably because I'm doing all the things I didn't have time to do when I was working. So, you always say, I'll do that when I'm retired. I'll work on that when I'm retired. It's like, oh, yeah. I'm not a reader, Erica. I don't, I'll read if I want to learn something, but like for just reading for pleasure, that's not me. But if I do when I do read, I need it on paper. I don't want to read it on a computer screen at all. And there's something to be said for being older because, you know, I saw another little like a meme thing where it said, if we really want to um, to take over, we could take over the world, our generation. All we would have to do is lock the millennials in a room with instructions on how to get out written in cursive. And what was the other thing? And having to dial on an actual phone and all the things that they don't know how to do. Like what did I mention the other day? And my husband says, "Oh, the kids won't know about that." And I was like, "What do you mean the kids? What was it?" Let me think. Let me think. I was talking about something, and I said they. Darn it! I don't remember what it was. Oh, you know what? I wasn't talking to my husband. There was a little uh, another meme or whatever they're called, and it was saying it's finally happened, and it showed Abbott and Costello, the old Who's on First bit, and I guess there was a player whose last name is Who, and he was on first, so they said it's finally happened. Who's on first? And I sent it to my kids, and they all went, "What?" So I had to send them a link to old Abbott and Costello bit, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so old." My kids didn't know who that was. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know who some of the people they talk about are, and that's fine. I'm definitely not going to get to those scraps today, guys, but maybe next time. Maybe. I just want to finish the cards that I started today. So we are going to go a little bit longer. I don't see if I were to listen to them, Meg, I get sleepy. Your youngest is it? Yeah, my kids. So I have 3 that actually love to read, and they prefer having a book over a computer screen. One of them is like me, she doesn't care to read. She does other things, but reading's not her thing. But yeah, they like the actual book in hand. But the audiobooks, yeah, I can't do those. I'll fall asleep. Like sometimes when I sit and watch YouTube videos, and it's not the YouTuber, it's me. I just I get lulled to sleep. Okay, let's see if I find that light pink again. What did I do with it? Light pink, where are you? So I can't do the audiobooks or that kind of thing. At least with YouTube videos, I'm watching something, but to just listen, no, not gonna happen. Not for me. Oh, yeah. My wrists are no good anymore. The surgery did more harm than good. So, like, I'll be icing my hands when we're done here because I'm already sore. Probably from pulling all this foam release paper off. But yeah, the surgery was like, I won't do the other hand. Just made it worse instead of better. So no to that. And then because it was a workers' comp thing, it's just, a hassle to get the physical therapy and the care you actually need. It's just such a hassle. And even though I'm retired now because it was an injury from when I was actually working, it's still under workers' comp. So I still have to go through them when I need more physical therapy because I still get numbness and pain and tingling, all the things. Excuse me. Oh, did I put anything on the inside of these two? I did not. Let me go back. On that one, I did not. Shame on me. Let's see. Let's do Hello Sunshine. But let me trim here because it's got like another paper on the other side. So this will go on the inside. Hello Sunshine. And then this one, how about do this? Yeah. I'm going to trim that top off though. I don't want it to necessarily look like a tag. Oh no. Oh well. You have the little hole punch there. That's fine. I love summer. And I do love summer. And it's crooked. Still crooked. Why? I wonder if the top of this tag is crooked. I'm going to shift it down a little bit. Better. Okay, and where was I? I was going to put this one here. Let me get my other one ready. Do I have another cut apart? Yeah, I guess I'll do this one. Maybe in a brighter pink. If I do the lighter pink. I like, see the yellow. Nope. Brighter pink it is. This is where I get hung up when I'm doing projects, choosing what paper and what color. I know that's not the right shade of pink that I want. I know that's not the, I don't know. That's just me. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Almost there. And I still have to go swimming today. Hi, Leanne. Welcome, my friend. I try, Meg. I don't always do it, but if I remember, I do the insides. Sometimes, like when I'm doing design team videos, sometimes, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing them at the last minute, and I'm racing to get the card done. So I don't always do the inside. But I'm trying to be better about it. So I guess, you know, as long as I keep trying, trying is half the battle. Okay. And then we'll be done with these cards, and I guess we can do the scraps another day. Probably. Okay. Let me put this foam tape out of my way. Oh, there was the other one, another package I had opened. I got these narrow, like acrylic bins, and I have them right in front of me here to kind of hold things that I need to grab. So like the sketch that I'm working on, I put it in there. I couldn't find it earlier because I had it hidden behind something else. That notebook I showed you, I put it in there. I have my magnetic or my Empress and my mini Empress plates there right now because I was doing some die cutting before I went live. So I have them right there. But when I'm done, I try and clear those bins out and put everything back away where it belongs. So when I start my next project, it's kind of like my throw stuff in there bin as I am working. That way I don't just throw stuff everywhere else. And that way, if I have to run out, for example, sometimes I'll be working on a project and And my husband will say, we got to go to my mom's, and something will have come up and we have to run out the door to my mother-in-law's house. So I just throw everything in that little bin, and then I know when I come back, I can pull it out of there, and it's, whatever I was working on is right where I left it. And it doesn't look so messy on my desk, because I need to start on a clean desk. I just have to. It's just how my brain functions. Okay, so this one was for here. And then what do I want on the inside of that one? Maybe I'll do this one. This is summer on the inside. Summer. Oh, bent it. Summer. Summer, summer. One of my granddaughters has a friend whose name is Summer. All right, there's that one. Last but not least, for today anyway. Oh, Meg, you're working on projects? I do that a lot too. When I'm watching YouTube videos or listening to them, I'll be working on a project. And that's okay. I won't fall asleep doing that because I'm busy. I'm keeping busy, keeping my brain active. But sometimes, like, I'll watch YouTube videos when I'm going to bed, and for sure I'll fall asleep and I won't have seen the whole thing. So then I go back and watch it the next day, which I guess is okay for that YouTube creator, right? Because they get more watch time since I watch it when I'm asleep and then again when I'm awake. Okay. I want to finish by 10:30. I don't want to go too long. I don't know how, like, Lynn does it. She'll be on live for 2 or 3 hours, and I love it, but I can't. I don't know how she does it. Okay, let's see. Hello, Summer. Sun surf. I'm going to take the tag part off. Trim it down just a bit so that the tag part doesn't show. Yep. Then I'll have just a little bit of ephemera left and a few cut aparts and all my scraps. So I will put those all back in my little plastic sleeve, but let me throw all my trash away first, guys. I have to put away the scraps and throw away the trash. Okay. Oh, look, here's a little beach ball I could have used. What do you know? Okay. So what did I do with my pack of ephemera? I'm going to put these cut aparts in there too. Look, there's still these little release papers from the square foam tape. Okay, let me put these away and then we'll look at the cards I did today, okay? If I could gather all my things. That's another thing I started trying to do, is if I have coordinating ephemera with a paper pack, I try and put it in the sleeve with that paper pack so I know it's there and I can use it. Okay, I'll put that away. Where's my sleeve? And I'll put my peel-offs away in just a minute. Okay, so I'll put away, I'll keep this. In fact, I don't need the whole thing. Just the front, because it's just the scraps right now. And I will put this back in my little plastic sleeve, and I will move this out of the way. My scraps are off to the side. Put those in. Oh, I should have put some on the inside. That's okay. We don't want to be here all day. Okay, and then this can go in there. And I have everything together. And I know it's the same collection and I can pull it out and use it. So I'm doing that with all my not too shabby stuff. And if I have ephemera that coordinates with, for example, the Echo Park paper pads I have, I'm putting it in there. I was going to, I started to put, if I have for Echo Park, a coordinating 6x6 and 12x12 and ephemera all in one sleeve for the 12x12. But I think that gets a little bulky. So I'm going to keep my 6x6 separate from my 12x12 and just try and remember in my brain that I have that. Whoops, where are we? Oh, hi, Jamie. Did you hear what I'm doing with my stuff? So I am, let me show you the not too shabby what I do. So let me grab this one, for example. This is the one I used for making that box on Friday. So I have my pattern paper here and my ephemera, and there's all my scraps. So it's all in one sleeve. So when I want to use this, I don't have to dig through all my packs of ephemera. It's here, and I know it's it's the coordinating one, so it works for me. Lynn, what did I see? What did I see? Something about Lynn. Sorry, friends. I'm going and looking at the it is like a little kit. You're right. And if I had time, I would cut papers and make little kits. So that's something I'm trying to work on. But you know, oh, Lynn is a multitasking and tell me about it. Man, that girl, but she's a lot younger than I am. So, you know, that's just how that's why she has all that. And I used to have all that energy too. Okay, here's my cards, friends. So I kind of semi followed sketch number 5, I guess, in a way, right? Whoops, sorry. Maybe, maybe not. But there they are. There they are. Let's see. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I still have some scraps I have to work with. So maybe I'll do that next time. Well, not next time, because next week we're going to work on this. Okay? We'll work on this, I promise. I'll try and prepare ahead of time and have things cut out and ready to go so I don't take up too much time. Oh, but so much fun, guys. I love this paper. It's so summery and it's perfect because it's the summer. All right, guys. Again, if you have any requests for me to do on my follow-up Fridays, put them in the. You can put them in the live chat. You can put them in the comments. Probably better in the comments because that way I can go back and look at them. Because sometimes it takes a while for the live chat to reload in YouTube. But I won't do. I won't do too much. Maybe I'll just pick my papers because that's what takes me forever. So, okay, right Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, we're going to work on that little notebook for my Kendra's Card Challenge sketches. And we'll just have to see how far we get. But thank you for being here today, guys. I know I went a little long, but I appreciate your support more than you'll ever know. Have a great week. Have a great Monday, a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Thanks. Bye.